In this video, I'll talk about what resonance is, why it will help you sound like a native English speaker, and an exercise that will add resonance to your voice. So stay tuned! You can think of resonance as echo in the cave. If you think about it, what happens in the cave as you shout is that sound is reflected off of the walls, resulting in amplified and enlarged sound. In the same way, resonance is created with sound reflecting off of the inner walls of our oral and pharyngeal cavity, which is the space in mouth and throat that serve as resonating chambers. Well, let me share a story on how I came to discover the importance of resonance for English pronunciation. When I was teaching English pronunciation class, among the students I was teaching, there were some students who had already studied articulation methods for each phonetic symbols. But they and I sensed that there was something missing. Although they articulated properly, their English pronunciation did not sound natural. So what I eventually realized through research and just experimenting with myself and recognizing the difference in my voice in Korean and English, I found that the difference was in the use of vocal resonance. Now, I don't know how sounds in other languages are formed, so I can't speak for all languages, but for Korean, my native language, the way its sound is created is different from the way English sound is created. If I were to summarize the difference in the sounds of these two languages, I would say that Korean sound is mostly formed in the vicinity of the mouth, not inside the mouth. Hence, Korean sound does not rely heavily on resonance. But for English, on the other hand, its sound is mostly formed inside the mouth. Thus, if you want to sound more natural, you should work on adding resonance to your voice. There's one technique that I used to teach to my students which was very effective. First, I'm going to ask you to drop your jaw. Not by forcing it, but by yawning. Alright, the reason I tell you to yawn rather than just open your mouth as big as possible is that yawning lowers the tongue and lifts up the palate, the ceiling part of your mouth, and ultimately expands the space inside your mouth to its maximum size. Now, we need to do this because the bigger the space, the greater the effect of vocal resonance. And as we will proceed to learn the methods for pronouncing some phonetic sounds in English, such as R and L, being able to have this vocal resonance will prove to be critical in making them sound not only natural, but also the way it's supposed to. So with your mouth open, the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is say NG and A sound back and forth like this. As you can notice, when I say NG sound, the back of my tongue rises and you can hear the contained sound instead of fuller, richer, resonating sound. On the other hand, when I say A sound, you can notice that it opens up the throat and the air being exhaled flow out without interruption. Now this exercise is great because it helps to open up your throat and helps you to feel the voice with resonance and voice without it. Not only that, for people like me who have gotten into the bad habit of straining the throat when talking can benefit from this exercise because it helps you to relax your throat, free your voice, and thus speak louder effortlessly. So I think that's good enough to get you a feeling for what resonance is, but I'll talk about resonance again as we cover tongue twisters and each phonetic symbols. So don't worry, we'll come back to it. Alright, I think that's it for today. See you guys in the next lesson.